Hello YouTubers, just want to give you a quick update on the loft. It's been quite quiet on my channel recently. So got it all plastered, job I've done myself, which I'm a little bit pleased with, considering I'm not a plasterer. Definitely, a normal plasterer would have done it in sort of a fraction of the time, but I'm happy with the result. Got it all painted, got all the sockets on, all the light switches on, and I've gone through the effort of putting some USB chargers on most of the sockets, and I've got these light switches here, so they'll operate different sections of the room. That's that one there, and one behind there. So I just thought I'd do a little video now just to show the floor going down. So we've got our underlay there and all the floors at the bottom of the steps down there. So I thought it would be a nice little video just to show the floor going down, and perhaps we'll see. I'll decide whether or not perhaps we'll link the skirting in or do that on a separate video or not. So let's crack on with that then. Right, this is the underlay we've gone for. It's probably, with regards to underlays, probably sort of one of the lower spec ones. But like I said, I'm very happy with the quantity of insulation and the type of board we're using here, so I think that'll be adequate. So it's just basically like a polystyrene, I don't know, like a foam sort of polystyrene product, and we'll just roll it out. I'm going to use a little bit of double-sided tape, which is there, just to stick it down and stop it moving about, and may just tape a few of the joints together just to keep everything make life easy for us when we get the floor down. So let's crack on with that bit then. This first piece, which is going under that sort of eave there, we're just going to cut it here, slot it in, and I got a bit of double-sided tape, but I'm going to place a few of those on the ground, on the floor here, and just tack it to that. It's not that strong, but it'll be enough just to stop things moving around. And perhaps we'll get a little bit done, and we'll do another little clip then. Before I started, I gave the floor a really good clean, gave a good sweep and a good vacuum, and then I did a really sort of a watered down PVA solution, and it just painted all the floor, so it's all sort of dust proofed basically. And then the other thing, I'm sort of trying to think ahead. I don't know if you notice these little black marks on the wall here. They're where some timbers are, and I marked them on the floor here, so I'm just transferring the mark onto the wall. So if I need to screw on any skirting, that's done. And the other thing, just from my experience, I PVA'd the sort of the bottom 3 inches of the wall, and the reason for that, say if you're using a product like no nails or some sort of adhesive to stick the skirting on, if it's just a matte finish like that, I found it draws the moisture too quickly and it doesn't stick that well. So that helps with the sort of the suction control of the adhesive, and it really sticks much better. So they're just nice little tips that are worth mentioning. So obviously once the underlay goes there, I'll use these marks here, so I'm making sure I get them on there first. Right, I'm just doing an experimental sort of lay here at the minute, because I don't know if you can notice that the first sheet I rolled out is all quite wavy at the edge there. So I was just curious to see what would happen when I lay a couple boards on top and it goes perfectly flat, and there's no issues, there's no creases underneath it or anything like that. And I'm just eyeballing it at the minute. I think they recommend something like 10, depending on the size of the room, to allow for expansion, something about 10 mil or so. So I'm just going to get this first line in and just evaluate the best way to lay it. And just in case any of you are wondering what this is, it's the extractor fan from what's going to be the downstairs ensuite bathroom. So we'll get the floor in first, and then I'll build that into a little unit later on then. Right, I've got a bit of the floor down. I haven't filmed every little stage because to be honest, I was still figuring it out as I went along, and it seems like the only way to do it is I had to work from the left corner outwards and you can only sort of work in from this direction. You can't lay the opposite way, if that makes sense. So, and then the other thing, as initially, because it's going to get all the underlay down, but it works out, you're sort of, every time you walk over it, you're moving it and you're shifting it and crumpling it up. So I'll just get a strip down each time, a line of underlay, and then get the floor on top of that. But as you can see, we've got the spacers in there as well. So I'm keeping a good sort of near on 11-12 mil away from the wall there, because it's a big area, so allowing for a bit of expansion. So I'll carry on. We've got a few tricky bits to do, like around that pipe and around these pillars here. So maybe we'll have a little check-in on when I'm doing that bit as well then. Right, as you can see, we're progressing nicely now. We've had the tricky bits here to do around these pillars here. And along the front there, we've had to cut all the way along the length of the boards there. So that was a bit tricky, but I think what I should have done is I should have filmed that, because there's a bit of a knack and a technique to doing that. So perhaps I'll do it on that side there, because it's probably something that some viewers might be interested in seeing. And we're sort of arriving about halfway there, and it's definitely easier to just roll out one length of the underlay do it as you go along, rather than trying to cover the floor. So we're progressing nicely, and I think it's taking shape. I'm really pleased with it, and I'll do another little update when we come to cutting around those pillars over there, so you can have a look how that's done. What might be worth doing is I'll just show one of them going in, and the only way I can put them in, they always have to start from this end. You can't lay them the opposite way. They don't click together. You've got to always sort of lay it in the one direction. So I'm doing them just here. It's the hammer, block of wood, and then on these ones there's a little tab here, and I've been tearing that off, and they seem to slide into the next one a lot easier. So you just slot that into the groove there, make sure it's in properly, and then slide it towards the next one, like that. And then you either need a block of wood, or sometimes you can just use your fist, but probably not good for your hand, but a little tap like that, and it's gone in quite nicely. Just make sure it's all tight in along there, and if it's not, I sometimes just, very careful not to damage the groove, just go above it, and I just give it a little tap in with a hammer and a block of wood, just to make sure it's seated in nicely. And you'll know when it's seated in, because the plank drops down quite nicely there. There we go, nice and simple. We'll do a little update when we come to do those pillars now. Right, nearly forgot to do some filming. I've just started notching around these posts here. So I've marked that one out ready, so, and I've done that one there, so that will do the back of the post there. And I've left the same expansion gap that I've been leaving all the way around the room, and obviously you won't see that because the skirting will cover that gap. But I'm about to do one over this side, so let's have a quick look, and I'll show you how I mark them up then. So we need to notch around this centre pillar here. So I'm just going to offer the board up tight to where it sort of finishes, right there. So it's tight up, it finishes there. And then I'm going to allow for the expansion on either side. But around about 8 or 9 mil is what I like. So just put a little mark there, little mark there. Let me take that back off now, and then we've got to measure this gap here. So we've got 15.5 centimetres there, but to allow for expansion as well, we're going to make that 14.5. So right in from there, and we're measuring from the finished surface there, not the lip, because from what we're actually going to see. So 14.5. So that's 15.5, and obviously minus the 10 millimeters or 1 centimeter, whatever's easiest. And then we just mark that across. So this is what I'm marking here is what we're going to actually cut out. Nope, I've actually done that the wrong way around. So this is why I've got to stay alert. You need to turn that measurement round the other way. So our 14.5 is from this side. So you've got to stay alert. You don't want to waste too much. It's quite good to see mistakes like that, so you can not make them yourself then. I've got so just want something a bit longer there, so let's have a quick look if I got looking for something to use as a ruler. I'm just using a permanent marker there, and then we get our set square. So this is the bitwick. So this is what we're going to cut out here. But we've also got to measure this little additional detail here, because these are going to be cupboard doors, so this is the frame. So we'll measure that as well. And that's coming in at 18 centimeters. So let's measure less another centimeter, isn't it? So 17. There. And there. And I'm pretty confident at eyeballing that, to be honest. This detail here, so we've got to go around there. So this is what we need to cut out as well. So it's this shape here. Ignore that, I'll get rid of that line there, wipe that out, and that should fit in there. So we'll come back and we'll see if how accurate or not my measuring is. Right, moment of truth. We've cut a little shape out, and I've basically just done that with a jigsaw, and I haven't overfussed. I'm not too bothered about it being, a really perfect cut, because the skirting along the front there is going to hide that. So let's see if our measurement is anywhere where it should be. So just the same as before, get that in there, slide it across to the other one. I am more than happy with that. That's spot on. So you got it all the way around there, and then we'll just give it my usual little taps. There you go. And then I've done the one on the other side. Well, we may as well give that a try as well. Just see how she fits. Exactly the same procedure. Again, just cut it with a jigsaw. Not overly fussy on the tidiness of the cut, like I said, because the skirting is going to fit around it. So let's get that in there. Slot it into position. I've got to really make sure it there goes. That just clicked in then. There we go. It's as simple as that. And repeat a couple more times when we're done. So perhaps I think I'll do this in a two-part video. We'll get all the flooring done, and then we'll do another video, because there's quite a bit of details and lots of corners and everything on the skirting then. So we'll just do one more clip with it all in place and all tidied up, and we can have a good look at it, what it looks like, and let me know what you think. Right, just laid the last piece in. A little bit tricky because they're all along the side as little slivers, but it's not too bad. I just went along with the circular saw all the way down the length of the boards, and we clipped them in. And quite a handy little tool as well, just to get the last piece in, is it's quite simple. You could probably make one. Just hook that in there, and then you can knock the boards back in, because you haven't got the space there to sort of tap them all together. So it's all done. What do you think? So we've just got the skirting to go on next, and I'll do that as a separate video, I think, because that'll be quite nice to show that. And there's quite a lot of detail around these pillars and around the corners there. So I'll show the way I do it. You know, it's probably not the way other tradespeople do it, but it's just the way I do it. But it's really taking shape now. I don't know if it's worth putting the lights on, because it's getting a bit later in the evening now, so I might show it off a little bit better. And just finish off by saying like and subscribe, and put any comments you wish down below, and make sure you tune in for the next video when I get the skirting on. And I forgot to mention, these will be cupboards here, so I'll get some really nice cupboard doors on there. We'll get all that done on the next video then, and this will be the loft conversion complete. I say complete, I just remembered one other thing. You can have a proper loft hatch with a really nice ladder going down there as well. So and then it will be complete. So it's a really nice size, really pleased with it. And thank you very much for watching.